Alright, so we are working on lesson 10-2, volume of cone. Like I said on yesterday's assignment, this should be a little bit of a review because we did this very quickly before map testing, making sure you understood how to do volume. So our learning target, our goal is that I can find the volume of a cone. The way that you're going to prove that you were successful in today's assignment is that you're going to use a formula to find the volume of a cone. So mainly I'm going to give you all the dimensions, and you just have to solve for the volume of a cone. And then the second thing is using the volume of a cone to find the missing dimension. Mainly all that means is like I didn't give you the radius, or I don't give you the height, but I told you the volume. And so you're still just doing the same thing, you're solving the equation. The biggest thing is, can I write out the equation? Once I know that, it's just solving an equation. Our key idea is that the volume of a cone is 1/3 the product of an area of the base and the height of the cone. And that makes a little bit of sense if you guys think about it. Like if you think of a Pringles can, which is what you guys worked on yesterday, which is a cylinder, and you found out that volume. If you think of a cone, it's the same thing with the base. A cone and a cylinder is the exact same thing, except the cone, when it comes up, comes to a point. So if you think about that, I'm losing all that extra area that I would have had with my cylinder. And it comes to find out that it's 1/3 of the amount. So this is today's equation that we have to remember. For a cylinder, volume equals base times height. For a cone, volume equals 1/3 times base times height. Now, we should remember on a cone, the base is a circle, right? The circle. What is the equation to find the area of a circle? Yeah. So when we find the area of our circle, and I'll use red since we're here, the base, we do the area is pi times r squared. So I'm going to substitute that in here. Our big equation today is volume equals base times height, or volume equals pi r squared h. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. It should be fairly simple to you. Find the volume of the cone. Now I did this yesterday. I do this on every one of our lessons. Here's the example. We're going to work it. And then I put down the actual answer key, how they showed it step by step. But that way, if you don't understand my writing, or if I did a little bit different, you still have 2 parts. Find the volume of the cone. Okay, so we're going to use volume equals 1/3, and we just said base is pi r squared times height. Now, when I would do my work, all I would ever do is list the things that I know. My height is 6. What is this 4 equal? Diameter. Diameter is what? Huh? The full length of the circle through the center of it, right? So radius is what? So half of 4 is, so I would say I know my radius is 2. That's what I need to know. So I'm going to say, did I write half of that? So I'm going to change this to say volume equals 1/3 times pi. Radius is 2. And my height was 6. And I don't know why I made a 1. Showing you how you do this on a calculator. Okay, so I'm going to go pi times 2 squared is 4 times 6 equals, and I get this. Now when I'm multiplying by 1/3, I multiply by the numerator 1, so it's times by 1, and then we divide by 3. And I should get something wrong here. What did I do wrong? Yes, you did. pi times 2 squared is 4 times 6 equals divided by 3. What did I do? I don't know what I did wrong. Anyways, we should get the answer of 25.13. And they said round to the nearest tenth. So it's either 25.1 or 25.2. This one would be 25.1. Volume equals 25.1. This last time. We should technically say it's about. Okay? Any questions on how we did this? And that's our answer. Any questions on how we do this? Feel pretty good? If that's the case, I'm not going to do number 1 unless you want me to work through number 1. They won't feel like they can do this. All right, well, then let's look at this one. This one, they want to find the height of the cone, and that's what I'm looking for. So this is the second part of today's. This is today, if you're proving that you can do it, is I found the volume. The second part is I'm going to find this. So I'm still using volume equals 1/3. Did it again. 1/3 times pi r squared h. When I look over here, I do not know h. I know my radius is 9, and I know the volume is 956. All you're doing then is inputting what I know. 956 equals 1/3 times pi, r is 9, times h. Okay, to solve, 9 squared is 81, so I'm going to show this part. So 1/3 pi 81. I'm on board. 81h. I'm going to use my calculator, and I'm going to say pi times 81 equals. And then I'm going to times by 1/3, which means I'm going to divide it by 3. And I'm going to get 84.8. I'm going to round to the nearest 10. This is the point on the video yesterday I talked about. We see how my decimal doesn't terminate, right? So if I had to be as accurate, if I was like a scientist and doing something, I'd go really, really far down because this might make a difference. It's best if we use as much of the number as we can. For what we're doing today, we're okay rounding to the nearest 10. So I'm going to say all this is 84.8. So I'm going to say 84 point, what did I say, 8? 8. And remember, we still have the h there. So what's the last thing you should do? No, you can't subtract it. Why wouldn't I subtract? What should I do? Divide. Why?
Oh, because you're timesing the h.
Yeah, I'm doing 84.8 times h. So I undo that, I'm going to divide. So I take 956, divide it by 84.8, and I should get somewhere about 11.3 if we round to the nearest 10th. So I'm going to say 11, I divide by 84.8. 11.3. So h, my height, is approximately 11.3 feet. Alright, questions on how we do this. To be honest, I'm not going to do the tries unless you want me to. I don't think you do. So, here's what I'm going to have you guys work on for the rest of class. You have your homework. You have 6 questions you need to do on big ideas. You had big ideas yesterday as well. So, you need to finish up lesson 10.1 and 10.2. Any questions? Okay, turn and work on your computers. I'll come around. I'll help anyone that needs it. Get a blank piece of paper. I want you guys to be showing your work, how you do this. This is not